Now at 10, reaction following the verdict in the criminal trial of former President Donald Trump. Plus, authorities search for a suspect wanted in connection with a Newton County homicide. And Pittsburgh residents turn out for a downtown planning session.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's a big day in American history. 7 men and 5 women in the jury in the Manhattan criminal trial of Donald Trump deliberated less than 12 hours over 2 days before they found the former president guilty on 34 felony counts. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Trump stood accused of falsifying records during his presidential run in 2016 to cover up an alleged sexual encounter with Stormy Daniels. Michael George has the latest.
Moments after his historic conviction, former President Donald Trump denounced the verdict, finding him guilty of all 34 counts in connection with a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man.
The only voice that matters is the voice of the jury, and the jury has spoken.
People gathered here outside the Manhattan criminal courthouse expressed their opinions about this history-making verdict.
And just to see that, a president can be found guilty, a president can be held accountable, I think is an incredible show of democracy.
This is political prosecution, and there's absolutely nothing behind this case. And I hope they appeal it.
During the trial, Trump's former lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen, helped prosecutors draw a link between Trump and charges he falsified business records to disguise reimbursements for a $130,000 payment. Prosecutors argued that was to buy Daniels silence about an alleged 2006 sexual encounter with Trump. Trump denies the encounter ever took place. In closing arguments, Trump's lead attorney called Cohen the MVP of liars.
They knew that they didn't always have perfect evidence, but every moment they tried to say, we're backing it up. You don't just have to believe Michael Cohen. Look at what everybody else is telling you as well.
The judge set Trump's sentencing for July 11th, 4 days before the Republican National Convention. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Former President Trump faces up to 4 years in prison, but could be given probation with no prison time. It's believed that Trump could not legally pardon himself if he were to be elected president in November. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley weighed in on the verdict, saying, quote, "This is America under Democrat rule." And former Kansas Attorney General Derek Schmidt said of the verdict in part, quote, "This is a dark day for the American justice system." A Seneca, Missouri man pleads guilty to multiple felony and misdemeanor charges, including assaulting law enforcement during the January 6, 2021 breach of the U.S. Capitol. 27-year-old Kyler Joseph Bard of Seneca pleaded guilty to 2 felonies, including assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers and civil disorder. In addition to the felonies, Bard pleaded guilty to 4 misdemeanors. Newton County deputies are looking for a man they're calling an armed and dangerous suspect in an early morning homicide. Joshua Taft is wanted on felony warrants for second-degree murder, endangering the welfare of a child, armed criminal action, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Deputies found 50-year-old Eric Whittington dead on Freddie Lane in Joplin. Investigators say Taft and Whittington fought before Whittington's death early today. If you do have any information about Taft's location, you should contact local authorities. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now for our first look at the weather.
Well, we've had some showers in the area passing by. Now, temperatures are starting to cool off. Still a little bit warmer off in the eastern counties, 71 in Stockton and Nevada. 71 in Joplin as well, but cooler, 65 in Independence, 66 in Sedan, and 66 in Yates Center. So a little bit cooler off to the west as we saw those showers bring in a cooler air mass. Now, it was a stationary front, meaning a cold front has caught up to a warm front. So typically moves a little bit slower, mostly down in Arkansas. They're having a lot more of those rain showers than we got earlier today. Now, for the next couple of days, we do have some more rain showers and scattered thunderstorms Although the threat is pretty low, we are still expecting those to come in the afternoon on Friday, so we'll have more details in just a bit.
Thanks, Lindsay. Some Pittsburgh residents took the opportunity to participate in a downtown community conversation this evening. Attendees would write on sticky notes what they'd like to see in the city on a wide range of issues, everything from parking to maybe even a sports complex. The city says it'll take the suggestions and comments and incorporate them into a plan.
We hope that the community understands that as we develop as a community, and it's not just downtown, but as we develop across the community, that we're going to hear them, we're going to listen to them, we're going to get their feedback, we're going to hear what they're concerned about, and we're going to address those concerns and make sure that before the development even happens, we've met what their highest levels of concern are, and we're going to continue to try to do that.
Some projects that are already in the works include moving Pitt State's business school to downtown and a possible hotel and convention center. Miami Public Library today hosted an event called Preparing for the Big Adventure. The event's goal is to help local teens get ready for adulthood. Teenagers had the chance to learn about college, careers, loans, taxes, and a lot more adulting kind of things. Almost 50 Upward Bound program participants joined the event that was open to the public.
This helps them in a lot of different ways. They can learn about networking, meeting people that are in the businesses now, so if they're preparing for that type of career, and also just learning about things that they may not even know that they need.
For me, it makes it a lot less stressful, just getting to know people around the area. For me, one of my quotes that I live by is that life is made by the connections that you make with people. And that's really what your life is just connections.
Some words of wisdom there. The Miami Public Library will host more events focused on teens during the summer. To learn more about that, it's really simple. You just go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Daughters of the American Revolution host an American Revolution Experience traveling exhibit at the Crawford County Historical Museum. The innovative pop-up exhibition includes display panel and interactive digital kiosks. They use storytelling, illustration, technology, and unique artifacts to connect modern audiences with the people and places that shaped the birth of our nation. Reception for this event is going to be Saturday. It's free. It's open to the public. That exhibit runs through June 6th.
Just love history. We love historic preservation. We love education. That's all the things that DAR is about. Community service. We're big on community service, and we have a lot of fun. We just love doing it all.
Yes, you might want to check it out. A reminder, it runs through June 6th. A retired Webb City nurse weaves a new way to serve her community. That's coming up next. And a restaurant in Missouri bans patrons under a certain age, but you might not believe what that age is.
It was my dream to...
A retired nurse recently opened her home in Webb City, Missouri to share her passion for rug hooking. After 42 years of saving lives in the medical field, Kathy Wagner now spends retirement igniting passion in lives through rug hooking. Usually Wagner offers classes in Kansas under her business Hooks and Loops. However, this month, she decided to open up her home in Webb City, Missouri to share the passion across the state line.
There's not very many rug hooking places or organizations around here. Used to have to go to Kansas City or down into Arkansas to buy. And so when I started, I thought, I've got to have stuff for them to do.
For more information about Hooks and Loops, go to KOAMnewsnow.com.
What's up with the brothers? Y'all good? Welcome to Bliss. 2 weeks ago, 36-year-old Marvin Pate and his wife opened their new upscale restaurant near West Florissant and New Halls Ferry Road in North St. Louis County.
It represents pure happiness and pure utopia. It's a home away from home. You could come here and feel like that you were actually on a resort.
Delicious. Jamaican style. The restaurant's popular West African Caribbean cuisine, lamb chops ready, isn't the only hot topic simmering on social media. People can't stop chattering about the age restrictions at Bliss. Women must be at least 30 years old and men 35 to enter the business.
It's just something for the older people to come to and have a happy hour, come get some good food, and not have to worry about some of the young folks that bring some of that drama.
And of course, we have been getting a little backlash, but that's okay because we're sticking to our code.
Everyone who enters the restaurant will have to show their ID to a hostess or a St. Louis County police officer after 7 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday.
He has a policy that suits the clientele that he's trying to draw in. I think he's on the right track.
Those are younger ones. You could come patronize the business once you turn 30 or 35, because we're going to be here for a while.
That was Robert Townsend reporting. Now, as for why Pate instituted different age requirements for men and women, well, we don't have an answer to that. Nissan has issued a do not drive warning to the owners of more than 80,000 older vehicles. Yeah, do not drive. The company says the recalled Takata airbag inflators could explode in a crash and propel dangerous metal fragments. Pieces, of course, could cause death or at least serious injuries. Owners can get their inflators repaired free of charge at a Nissan dealership. The recall affects certain models of the Nissan Sentra, Pathfinder, and Infiniti QX4 made between 2002 and 2006. The nation's second largest pharmacy retailer, Walgreens, announced it's cutting prices on 1,300 items, including snacks and feminine products. It comes as Americans continue to grapple with inflation. Other major retailers, including Target, have also announced price cuts to thousands of products this year. And Subway's foot-long cookie is back. The oversized chocolate chip cookie is going to be sold for $5 at some locations. The cookie was pulled from some markets weeks after its January debut due to demand, with more than 5 million sold, according to Subway anyway. Lindsay's forecast is next, and later the Joplin Outlaws hit the diamond for their home opener eventually. John Dale's going to have that story and more a little bit later in sports.
Well, we've had some showers in the area. Luckily, nothing severe. So let's go ahead and take a look outside. Earlier today out in Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, some overcast conditions, some showers, but luckily, like I said, nothing too severe. Although can't say the same for out in Texas. They've got a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings and watches, as well as some flood risk down there. And most of the rain showers are also in Arkansas. So in our area, we remained pretty clear. A few showers, a few thunderstorms, but nothing too crazy. But we do have those chances continuing on through Friday. So this is the overnight hours into early Friday morning. A few more scattered showers, isolated showers still continuing into the early morning hours. But as we move into the early afternoon to mid-afternoon, we're starting to see that spike up a little bit. So afternoon, more scattered showers, and then closer to about 4, 5, 6 p.m. it's going to rain a little bit heavier than what we're seeing. So that's where we're going to see that main threat of stronger storms. Falls off after early morning hours on Saturday, and then we've got absolutely no chance for rain all day Saturday. So the weekend's looking pretty good, which is really what we want to see, a nice, warm, sunny weekend ahead. Now let's take a look at that future track. So this is midnight tonight. We've got those showers still in the eastern counties, but this is still just a model run, so it's more isolated than this. And Bella Vista getting hit pretty hard with some heavy rainfall, so watch out for some localized flooding tonight out there. And then a few more scattered showers, scattered thunderstorms into the early morning hours. So this is Friday, 4:30 in the morning. Still, Bella Vista getting those stronger rain showers. Those continue north, so Joplin's getting hit about 9:30 in the morning on Friday, and most of the Missouri counties also getting some rain in the early morning hours. Those continue and start to spark up a little bit afternoon. 12:30 on Friday, we've got those isolated, stronger storms pushing through right along that Kansas-Missouri border and just north of Joplin, the Carthage, Carl Junction region, maybe just south of Nevada, and Bella Vista still getting hit pretty hard. So main concern for Bella Vista is some localized flooding out there as well. They're just getting hit pretty hard with some stronger rain showers in that area. So we did see a pretty low severe threat with these storms, but We are going to keep an eye on them. Main threat still going to just be that localized flooding with all of these rain showers passing through, typically over the same areas, and some cloud to ground lightning as well. Cloud to ground lightning is still a threat for severe weather, but we're not seeing much hail. Tornadoes definitely not, or any other kind of strong wind damage threat for any of these thunderstorms. And as we continue on, we see those strengthen, especially off on the Missouri side, and then they'll start to push off east for a nice Saturday, and those continue. Few clouds in the area, but overall pretty nice on Saturday, and that trend continues all the way through Sunday. So we're looking at a pretty nice weekend ahead.
County property for controlled hunts in the fall. The GRDA says the public can now register for those hunts online. For interested parties, the registration period to apply for next season's deer, waterfowl, and I'm sorry, turkey, but also turkey hunts will run from June 1st through July 31st. For more information, go to our website, KOIMnewsnow.com. Still ahead, Pitt State women's basketball hires a new assistant coach, and highlights from that Joplin Outlaws' first home game of the year. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
A new era of Joplin Outlaw baseball begins this evening at Joe Becker Stadium. It's the first home game for the team since it became under control of new ownership and left the Mink League for the Mid-American. Well, we begin the night with a 1 hour and 40-minute rain delay, but after the rain cleared, the Outlaws finally take the field. We start in the top of the first. This ball is smoked by Corson Hastings, lands in the gap. That clears the bases for Sherman. It's a 3-run double. The Shadowcats, visitors, start with a 4-0 lead. Later in the inning, Manny Garcia, nice play here. Beautiful flip over to Cole Hill. Then they get the double play to get out of the inning. We go ahead to the bottom of the first inning. Bases are loaded, and Gabe Russell sends a liner up the middle into center. That scores 2 runs for Joplin, and the Outlaws cut the lead in half. It's now a 4-2 ball game. First inning rally continues for the Outlaws. Cale McCarville drops in another base hit. That makes it a 1-run game. 4-3 Sherman at that point. This one still in progress because of the late start. At last check, the Outlaws trail 6-4. Switching gears to college basketball, Pittsburgh State women's hoops hires a new assistant coach today, Kelby Fritz, who had been an assistant at Missouri Southern for 6 seasons before working at Indiana State this past year. Fritz was also a player for the Lions from 2009 to 2012. Pitt State women's basketball head coach Amanda David says about the hire, quote, Kelby's experience in the league, regional relationships with recruiting, personality, and work ethic really made this a no-brainer. Over to Major League Baseball, the Royals going through a little bit of a slump right now. They've lost 3 of their last 4, but they still enter today in control of the second AL wildcard spot. Royals trying to force a series split with the Twins. This helps the cause. Top of the first, Bobby Witt Jr. It's an RBI double off the wall in left center. That opens up a 3-0 lead. Later in the inning, MJ Melendez unloads on this pitch down the line and right. Gone for a solo home run. Royals up 4-0. Twins would answer back though. Bottom of the 5th, Ryan Jeffers hits one to pretty much the same spot Bobby Witt Jr. did, just a little further. That's gone for his second home run of the game. It's 4-3 at that point. Next inning, Carlos Correa comes up, bases loaded, and he clears the bases with this 3 RBI triple as he slides in safely at third. Royals fall to the Twins on the road 7-6. They've now lost 4 of their last 5. Closing things out in the NBA, the Mavericks emphatically punched their ticket to the NBA Finals tonight. They dominate the Timberwolves 124-103 in Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. They're headed to the NBA Finals for the first time in 13 seasons. It's going to be the Mavericks against the Celtics. Celtics haven't won an NBA title since 2008, so someone's going to be a champ for the first time in a while.
It's going to make some fan base very, very happy, and another one pretty disappointed.
Got that right.
We'll see how that Outlaws game turns out. We'll be right back.
Well, we've got that 60% chance of scattered thunderstorms, mostly for Friday afternoon, clearing overnight, and we're going to have a nice weekend Saturday, Sunday. More thunderstorm chances kick back up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then temperatures drop slightly, but we look like we're going to have a nice weekend again next weekend, sunny skies, and we don't have another threat for severe weather after that.
Lindsay, thanks. Hey, don't forget you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You know you can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, right there in your pocket, in your hand. It's absolutely free of charge. You'll find it wherever you get your app. Just search KOAM Skywatch weather app. McDonald's of the 4 states honored a couple of owner-operators with a surprise 1 in 8 event. We'll explain that in a minute, but Glenn Nichols and Phil Close have served their communities for more than 4 decades, not just with McDonald's, but through their involvement with various local programs. And today, the pair were recognized for their years of service with custom-made, limited edition McDonald's 1 in 8 Letterman jackets.
Well, the communities have been very good to us and our restaurants and our employees, and it's just the right thing to do. When the community takes care of you, we need to in turn take care of the community and take care of them.
Well, because McDonald's is all about people, and people are a business, and people, I like people, I enjoy dealing with people, and it seemed to me, a lot of people have asked me how is McDonald's different than the school business. It's not different at all.
That 1 in 8 designation refers to the fact that 1 in 8 Americans have worked at a McDonald's at some point in their lives. That is a remarkable statistic. Final sports note.
Yeah, the Outlaws still down by 2 in that game against the Shadowcats. They're home the rest of the weekend, hoping the rest of the weekend they don't have to play this late into the night.
Yeah, that would be nice, and maybe folks get another chance to watch them pretty soon. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great evening.